Hey guys, Brian Grossman here with Get Outdoors South with a fairly quick video about priority points specific to Georgia quota deer hunts. Of course, all the information I share here is also applicable to the other types of state managed quota hunts, hog, turkey, alligator. All of it kind of works the same way, but there's a lot of confusion around priority points or preference points, as they're sometimes called. And how they work, how you accumulate them, how you use them, how it works for group applications, which a lot of people get that part wrong. So we're going to just kind of run through that as quickly but as thoroughly as possible to hopefully clear up any confusion, answer any questions that you might have, so you can go in and make an informed decision when you apply for future quota hunts. You'll kind of know what's going on. That's my goal behind this video. So first of all, what are priority points? What's simply a way for you to increase your odds each year that you're not drawn for a hunt to be able to draw that hunt in the future. And so what happens is every time you apply for a quota deer hunt each year, if you do not get drawn for your hunt choice, you'll accumulate a priority point. Or if there's not a hunt that you want to apply for that specific year, you can just apply for a priority point and you build those. You can only get 1 point per year for deer hunts. You can accumulate points for the different types of hunts, but you only get one a year for each, regardless of whether you apply for a hunt and don't get drawn or you apply straight for the priority point. You're only going to get 1 point total. And you accumulate those year after year until you finally apply for a hunt and use those points to draw that hunt. And then, you'll lose them once you've used them to apply for a hunt, or you'll lose the number that it took for you to draw that hunt, which we'll talk more about here in just a minute. So that's how you accumulate the points. Again, you can just keep building them year after year until you finally use them. You can save up enough that you can, draw a hunt this year and still have points for subsequent years. But that's how you go about accumulating points. Now, as far as wagering the points, each year, again, you can apply for a hunt or you can apply for a priority point. But what you want to do is there's articles out there on our website, on the Get Outdoors South website, that give you an idea of how many points it'll take to draw a specific hunt. And we base that on the previous year's quota hunts. The DNR does a good job of putting that information out there. And so you can get an idea of how many points you need. You might be looking at a deer hunt that takes 3 points to draw. So it's going to take you 3 years to build those points before you can draw it. But, maybe you've waited 5 years. You've got 5 points and you're looking at a hunt that typically takes 3 points to draw. Go ahead and wager all 5 of your points. And I'm going to tell you why. Don't just wager 3 because you're going to be gambling. That year, it might take 4 points to draw and you're going to miss out. So wager all 5 of your points. And what's going to happen is the DNR is only going to take as many points as it required for you to draw that hunt. So even though you wager 5, it might only take 3 for you to guarantee the draw. And then you're going to get the other 2 points back and have those to use, the next year or in future years. So there's no reason at all not to wager the maximum number of points if you know you want to draw a specific hunt. So that's one confusion point I wanted to bring up there that people don't always understand. They're trying to save their points and they only use a few here and there, and maybe they don't get drawn for the hunt they want. You don't have to do that. Use them all and you'll get back the points that it didn't take to draw your hunt. Another confusion is around, you can apply for up to 3 hunts. And the way that works is you always want to put, if there's a hunt you really want to draw, make sure you're putting that as your first choice. Because the way it works is the DNR is going to go through everybody when let's say Joe Kerr's WMA, for example, the first Joe Kerr's hunt. The first thing they're going to do is go through everybody who put in the Joe Kerr's WMA hunt as their first choice. And if they don't fill all the spots that way, which they're probably going to, but for some chance, if let's say there's 100 slots there and only 80 people put that as their first choice, those 80 people will get drawn. And then they'll go, okay, let's go through the people who put in their second choice as a Joe Kerr's WMA. Then they'll look at the number of preference points each one wagered, and they'll pick the final 20 like that. So typically it's going to be really hard to draw your second and third choices. I mean, there's no hurt in choosing a second and third choice, but it's pretty rare that you're going to draw that unless you're just putting a second or third choice hunt that is just not in demand, just a hunt that usually doesn't fill all its slots, which there are a few of those, not a lot, but just wanted to make you aware of that, kind of understand how that works. And then kind of the last point of confusion when it comes to quota hunts or priority points are group applications. A lot of people don't understand how this works. First thing to understand is you're not putting in as a group doesn't give you any advantage over putting in as an individual. As far as the computer is concerned that's selecting the people for these quota hunts, that group is one person or, one number. So it doesn't, you're not getting, by putting in as a group of 3, you're not getting 2 extra chances at drawing. You're still just one number as far as the computer is concerned. So make you aware of that. And then the other caveat of that is the priority points, how those work with a group. And you can only wager as many priority points as the person in your group with the lowest number of points. So let's say you're putting in with a group of guys. 3 of the guys have 5 points, but one guy that you invited, he only has 1 preference point. Well, as a group, you're only going to be able to use 1 priority point. I know I mix them up. I use preference point a lot, either one, but you're only going to be able to use 1 priority point in your group application because the one guy in your group only has 1 point. So that's worth noting, guys. Be sure before you put the group together and decide you're going to apply for a hunt, you need to have an understanding or an idea of how many points each of you have, because one person could pretty much kill the entire group's chance of being able to draw a hunt. So that's important to know. So hopefully that clarifies any questions you might have about the priority point system. I tried to cover everything, all the questions I commonly see on social media. If by chance I missed something or you still have a question, please drop that in the comments below. So I'll try to answer it for you, but also that'll help me when I make future videos to give an idea of maybe some things I didn't cover. So please take a minute to do that if I missed anything. And guys, with that, as always, hunt safe, shoot straight, but most importantly, just enjoy your time out there in God's great outdoors. I'll see you on the next video.